So I want to go ahead. Where is it? Hold on a minute. All right, so I want to go ahead and kind of like talk about some stuff that is in the works. So Call to Arms, well, Commander 4, Warhammer 40,000 Commander 4 is still in the works, the process of being done. And I want to, I think last time we talked about this, uh, we let me update this because this is actually more than what just that is. When we talk about this, we're looking at something different. I'm going to update this because this is actually about the game update of it. I think we go back and we kind of have a trend on different things. We kind of have an area on different things, and I think in the most part that we have about it is knowing who this character is and knowing his backstory, what he had to go through after fighting every single one, losing best friends, losing teammates, losing space marines. It wasn't easy. No, he's going to Hades. He really is. He's going to Hades, and he's having to fight. He's having to fight in this again. I want to make sure I tell every single person this. It's not real. It's just fiction or nonfiction. Anyways, it's not real. It's just a good story. I just want to tell you ahead of time. Anyways, getting back to the topic at hand, it is really really interesting that we see this character going through so many emotions, such as Dest and Echoes, and he's really gonna hear that in the game. You're gonna go to the area, and it's gonna be very very different from anything you've seen before. And when we see that, when we understand that, right? When we can understand and see different things as they follow up and as we see the story start to unfold, it's very very different. It's very dramatic. And then he finally meets the Lord, is the flame, the Lord. He's there. I'm just gonna play a little bit of this and then we're gonna talk about it, okay?
There was something there.
Here's your first clue. Now, if you can't make out the words, he says there's something dead. And there's something there. So there's something dead and there's something there. And what that means is this is Commander Isaac's voice. If you guys don't know, yeah, I just spoiler ahead, spoiler alert. This is Commander Isaac's voice, but this is not the entire thing of Commander Isaac. Isaac Commander there's more voices in this video, in this story. But this is when he says there's something dead and there's something there. It's the morale of emotional connections. And in Hades, you're going to hear there's something there. And like, as when I was talking about it before, when I was really trying to look for the music that would play along with this, as you could see, it's not 440,000 music. You could see, well, this is really different. I don't really understand this. And that brings me to the question of the other part of it, the other design of it, the other aspect of, okay, if he's here, right? What does he mean there's something dead? What does he mean there's something there? And it really does play the reality of it, of his knowing what's going on, seeing what's going on, and knowing what's really happening. And as we play more here, and then it's like it stops. It's like it's something, the communication stops for a second, and then this happens.
There was something there.
as again you can hear out the crying of his voice as he said, "There's something dead. There's something there." Maybe what what we're talking about is we've got to put it together, and we've got to see, just like the other lines of Kara, when we went back and we started understanding what she was talking about as help me, they're coming in. I don't know how much I can take or something like that. Um, the story behind that was extremely different, extremely hurtful, because she had, as we see in the writing in blood, you could see she had been bitten, and she's writing in blood as she tried to escape from whatever it was that was after her. Now, that is in a zombie game, but this kind of also plays here as well.
It's wild.
Alright, so there's something dead, there's something there, and there's something wild. Okay. So, when we put 3 and 3 together, there's something there, there's something dead, and there's something wild. There's 3 right there. More take a more of a look, and I'll explain this more. Alright, so first of all, there's something dead, there's something there, there's something wild, and there's something. I'll be right back, hold on. I'm back. Take another listen here.
Spaceship above.
So there, as he talks, and so you can barely really understand Commander Isaac. It's like something. Okay, so where is he right now? Well, he went to Hades. And when I told you there's going to be deaths and echoes, this is what I was talking about. Because when he went to Hades, again, like I told you, it's all fake and not real. So don't go to the Bible and be like, "Oh, that's not real. That's not supposed to be in the Bible. I didn't hear that from there." No, look, I'm telling you, it's all fake, not real. It's just a good story. That's all it is. And anyways, but when we talk, he's in the hell, and he's literally feel he can hear these distant echoes there is talking about. So there's something dead. There's something there. There's something, and it looks like he said help or held, held. So we go back here a little bit. We can try to make this a little better here.
Spaceship above.
Okay, so he said, "I should have survived. I should have survived." So there's something dead. There's something there. There's something, and I should have survived. There's 4 right there, or 3. And the other one was, I don't remember the 4th one, but we play these together. This is what he's seen in Hades. This is his dust and echoes that he can hear in Hades that's playing in his mind. Of course, there will be bad guys you'll kill in the game, demons, But besides all that, you're looking at something that's completely different, that's not been seen before. We're going back all the way back, and we're really diving into his story, and stuff. So here's some more.
Wahammer40k.
Okay, so there's something dead. There's something there. There's something, and he's going through all the pain. Okay.
Let's see. What's different? 93 years. The night festival. 517. Only that was the I see. But myself.
Okay, so again, this is part of this house. I promise you, he didn't say it till he touches himself. He doesn't say that. It sounded like that's what he said, and most people will be like, "Is that really what he said?" No, no, no. He said he learned from himself. He learned from himself, and he's learning. Again, these are all destined echoes. There's something that's dark, and there's something that's dark, and it's an energy, and he's really going through it, and he's trying to understand what it is that's going on in his life. Like he's being pulled down, fighting this battle, trying to get to the one that really what that kind of sent him there, you know.
On the doctor stands. After that song. It's with there. Report them.
So really interesting that we look at this and we figure out that so there's definitely something there. There's something dead. There's something dead, but there's something there. There are two main words that are really important that we need to hold on to that you'll find in the first mission actually. And what's going to be dead, as you said, there's something dead. As we go all the way back, as I already said the first time.
There was something there.
So there's something dead. So here's the question to your mind: what is dead? And he also says there's something there. So what is there? Okay, so dead meaning that there's something that he's seeing. Now, most people would think, okay, if he said there's something dead, does he mean does he see something dead? That's not, but there's something there. Okay, there's one important message that you guys probably won't understand, and I'm going to break that down. There's one missing, you can barely hear it. And he said, there's something dead, but I cannot see it there. So, what he's talking about, there is an energy of family. Okay, this is really weird and gets very, very different and dark a little bit, and also kind of happy at the same time and sad. But he's seeing a family. He's seeing a family that was there, but also dead. So, Kira was Isaac Commander's best friend. She was a girl. And Kira is somebody Isaac Commander holds dearly to his heart because it's like his best friend. His best friend. And now because there's something dead, again, this is Deaths and Echoes, like I was telling you, because he's in Hades and all this energy is going on. You know, I'm not going to tell you the ending of the story or anything like that, but I will tell you this. We're going to go all the way to the end. I want you to hear this.
I am their instrument, and I fight.
That's all I can show you. And that's really, I will go through the whole video when the game comes out. Okay, so that, if you guys don't know who that is, that's Flame. That's Flame's voice. Flame is a demon. He's a demon lord. Again, all fake. It's all not real. He's really not, but it's just a good story. So I want to make the story more realish, but it's not. It's not real. It's all fake. But it's just a good story. But when he says I am their instrument and I fight for, and then it just I can't show you no more. I'll leave you guys that to figure out. But what I can tell you is this right here.
There was something there.
As you can hear, plainly as day, he said there's something there and dead. And he says it again, too. It's almost like he's seen something that was great and beautiful and amazing, and then all of a sudden it just went dead. Like it was killed off and it was never to be seen again. And that's really interesting because when we play this out in Commander 4, Warhammer 40,000 Commander 4, after, this is years and years after Commander 3, we can actually start to see what's going on. We can see, okay, if we go all the way back to one of my mods, you can actually see. Can I search? I'll be cool if that was search one. You can actually see. Yeah, find it. Hold on. I think it was in here. You can see that this guy right here, right? He never had a sword. He never had a hand like this. But this is Flame. With his sword, his claw, and his battle armor and his cape. This is Flame. And this is his army. He is the voice that Isaac Commander kills. But there's more to it. That's the reason this wasn't here because we didn't have the model in there yet. But it'll be in Commander 4. Warhammer 40,000 Commander 4. Let's see, where else is he? There's something I want up on. Back this way. I think it's this one. Let's take a listen here. This is going to be very similar to what we're talking about. Take a look. Look, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I know it's been a long time, but I just want to go ahead and say that the episode is going to continue forward. We're going to be in a lot more episodes in June, and we're going to see where it's going to be taken. Survives, and all of a sudden they have to split up. Well, when pretty sure it's this one. I'm trying to figure out when he tells it says commander. I think it's right in somewhere. I'm trying to find it because it's very, very different. It's like going back. I think it's right here. If you hear any voice acting, it's by James, our sister's husband. He's done really good at voice acting. I want to say thank you to him. Here you go. Right here. Okay. So now that was some good music, happy music and stuff, but this really isn't. This music is not very happy. It's not very sad, but it's not happy. It's kind of sad, but kind of emotional. So what does that mean? So when you heard deaths and echoes, if you just listen,
There was something there.
what does that mean? So when he said, Commander Isaac, it's good to see you, when I told you what deaths and echoes there's more there than what you possibly can imagine. There's literally deep, deep things that you're going to want to see. You've got to see it to believe it. You got to play it to understand it. And when we see that coming, when we see that being built up, when we see that being spread out into many different things, we understand two major different things. The first one is that if you just listen, what you did not know, he also says the commander is dead. So let's put three together. Okay, the first one is there's something there, there's something dead. The other two, let's put this together. Sorry, now we have the other words that we're looking for as we hear. We put these together. It's called the commander. There's something dead, commander, but there's something there. Alright, so when we put those together, then you know you just broke it down. So, and now that's why it's mixed, because when I said deaths and echoes, when you put them together, this is the I can't do anymore. I'm gonna give you guys the rest of that to put together yourself. But when you put them together, it's literally mixed perfectly, and it comes out. So, and then it will play out like this. There's something dead, Commander. And then it also means there's something, and it says there again, but listen to this. There's something dead, Commander. But who led? So if you put that together, who led? I know it's a cliffhanger right there, and I can understand that. But listen to me. When you put two and two together, right, you will see the difference. So what it means is there's something that he forgot or something he's missing, and there's more story there. There really is. And you can see the video is 13 minutes long, so you can only imagine what's really going on here. So when you put two and two together, it's very, very different as it plays out, because it's looking for a certain thing or certain energy of darkness or lightness to open up his eyes. Now, when I told you about this is going to be very interesting, very lonely and sad and very dark and kind of light, Deaths and Echoes really does revolve around what I said. It really does understand the bigger picture here of it being said, Commander, is there really something there and dead? You put two and two together, I'll let you guys figure that out. I'll tell you if it's right or wrong, but it's for you guys to figure out, and it's very interesting to figure out. Now, this goes back to some of the General Red files when he had them leaked, and you're here in very, very small voices and very small tones. You'll hear echoes of where he was and of where he was fighting, but you know this to be true. Commander Isaac was gone for 17 years. Even when the ship, though, right? A lot of people were confused about the ship, right? Well, Commander Isaac was never on the ship. It was just, it looked like he was on the ship. It made him feel like he was on that ship using a voice actor. Well, must be a clone then, right? For his armor and all that? Of course. But he was never there. He was never on those islands. He was captured. And how do you know this? How do we know this? Because if we go back to Commander 3 or Commander 2, Part 2, you can see right there and then that he died in an explosion of a nuke. And it was never presumed that he was dead. So where does this go back to? Is the commander dead? I'm the commander and I'm dead. So there's so many possibilities that we have to understand on this. There's so many possibilities that we have that we see of this. And there's so many possibilities that we have to understand this. And it goes all the way back to where he said, Commander, are they dead? And the most interesting thing that we hear and that we see and that we understand is that the principle of this game, of this story, is that he is either dead or is he dead? So it's very, very different. It's very interesting to the plot, to what we see, to what's really going to happen. Now, I told you the game would be for Call to Arms Gates of Hell. A mod, 2 mods. One of the mods is done and still being worked on. The other mod is still being worked on. This is very, very juicy, guys. This is extremely juicy stuff. And what I mean by this, when I say juicy, I mean juicy stuff. It's very, very interesting to see how this story is going to unfold. And that when we look at something like this, when we see something like this, when we have something like this, we're looking at a story that just isn't a story anymore. It's a game. But it's a story game. And the way we have these plots, we have these things being done, is that we throw them in there and we look at them and we say, okay, yeah, that's what we want to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Or I want to see that there. Let's turn this around. Let's place this down here. Or let's bring all this in here and we'll place this here. We'll place that there. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go ahead and go with that. That design looks good. Let's go ahead, because behind the scenes is being a vision being played out. Now, I told you it's 24 missions long. And I also said it's let to display. As the confirmed answer is, it's 24 missions long. Now that won't change, and here's why. Because the story is so big and it's going to be huge. We've got a lot story to tell in in Warhammer 40,000 Commander Isaac. Not Commander Isaac, but Commander 4. Which, as you know, Commander Isaac is the main character. So when he's fighting his demons, guys, when he's really there, we go all the way back to the trailer from before, and that one may come out the exact same thing, just as you've seen before, but it's not been determined if that's how we're going to go with that route or not. Now, a lot of speculation believed that it was supposed to come up from an Assault Squad 2 because it had more of the action, but yes, it did have the action, and yes, it did have what I needed, except it didn't have what I needed because it wasn't all there. Now, I'm looking for something bigger and better. Now, I'm not going to say it wasn't a good mod, because it was a great mod. I'm not saying Warhammer 40,000 for the Call to Arms version was a bad mod. No, because it was a great mod. I made 3-4 games of it. Very, very good stuff of that 140k mod. I did that, Where is the story going to be led? Now that's the big one. That's the big thing. And is it going to, and the reason I did not, and I do mean this, I did not want to go to the Metasoscode engine is because the main thing is it doesn't have what I'm looking for. Now that meaning it could be a lot of different things. It just, to me, doesn't have that feel of everything I'm looking for in the engine itself. And that being said, that's why I'm like, okay, now I want to bring this story to Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, and let's really give this story a win for the money, baby. you know. So when we talk about so many different things with Warhammer 40,000 Commander 4, why it's such a big story for December. Oh, I just said December. Well, you guys knew that. I told you it would come out around December. That's the plan, anyways. December 24th. Now, this marks a new era for a new different things. Now, when I talk about this, we do have other games in the works for Call to Arms. I'm not sure when it's going to be released. I showed you the demo for private. Actually, I don't want to go on private. We'll go on that in a video. But I want to stay inside of the main frame, which is Commander 4. I'm very excited about this game. I really am. We've got the first dev of the first test of Commander 5 coming out. Very exciting news. That's going to be launching in 2028. So you've got about almost a year after 2027, 2028 comes around. That's probably will launch right there, smack dab in the middle of, and that's going to be Commander 4. More news on that. If you want some more headlines or a little more release dates, that's not really the juiciest story because that's only 10 missions long. It's really wrapping up where Commander 4 took off after. I'm not going to say it. It's so excited I can't say nothing. It sucks. Not allowed to, but it's very interesting. You got to see when you play Commander 5 and the Gates Hell engine, you're going to really have a blast. It's going to be start from finish. Great stuff, great design, really going back to the roots. And then, of course, we have Commander 2, which I can talk about. So, Commander 3 is right along. Not Commander 3, Commander 2. I meant Commander 2. I don't know why I said Commander 3. Commander 2. This goes all the way back. Commander Isaac meets Sathon. Sathon is a Chaos Marine, but he turned good, and he can never take off the black armor because of how much damage he has done to the Space Marines. You start out after 15,000 years as a regular Marine, a Space Marine, but he was brainwashed, and because he refused to join until Commander Isaac seen him, he is now wearing the mark of shame for 15,000 years, and that's Sathon. And the backstory of Sathon is that I can't talk about that one. Is that he was a good Marine and then he went bad. So after 15 years of bad service, he's have to pretty much wear that mark for as long as he lives, which kind of sucks because in Commander 2, the Eldar and the Eldar and the Orcs play a huge part in that one. Now, you're probably asking the question, when is Commander 2 going to come out? And is it been set for Call to Arms, or has it been set for Gates Hell? And the answer to that is probably both. Why did I say both? Because I haven't decided where I want to take Commander 2. And I've got part 2 of Commander Part 2 probably going to the Gates of Hell engine. Very excited about that one. But so what's the characters that we see? What's the storyline that we understand, and how we see something being played and being done? So Commander 2 starts you off very different fighting orcs. You're fighting orcs like crazy, and you can actually become one of the orcs. And again, that's why both engines. You play as one of the orc factions. I said one. And you're fighting Tyranids. Now, this is probably I'm probably going to put Commander 2 in Gates of Hell because I see where I want to go with this. And it's going to be very different from everything you've seen before. It's very different. It has nothing to do with the first part of Warhammer, the first team of that. It doesn't have anything to do with that one. It has nothing to do with Commander 3. This is a standalone Commander 2, standalone by itself. Again, not real, just a good story. 10 missions long. base building, objectives, survival skills, and of course you have a team that you play with. You play with the orc, Tyrannid, which is really weird, and no, not Tyrannid, because those, I mean, you can, but no, not Tyrannid. You play with an orc, a space marine, and Sathon, and Commander Isaac, and some other guys, but they're not a team. They're just, they die, they die. You know, it just depends what level you're on. So it's very, very different to see how that's going to play out. The character orc name is Josh, Sathon, Commander Isaac, and the space marine is a captain, and his name is Drain. And it's just a team you play with. It's going to be like a base building type of thing, where he's going to be yelling out, "We got to take that objective over there, boys!" You know, and then you've got, "We've got to go." You know, so it's very different. It's 10 missions long. It's coming up for the Gates Hell engine. Very excited about it. Still gonna give it some more time though before I'm able to actually pinpoint where I want to take that direction. But I'm very, very excited to tell you another juicy story. So there is part 2, and so this where things get a little more deeper, a little more tragic, and a little more different. It's probably going to be in the Gates of Hell engine, or it could be in the Gates of the Caught Arms engine. It really depends on where we're going to be seeing things. And I like to say this because the part 2 to Warhammer 40,000 Commander 1 is literally 34 missions long, and it really, it again, like I said, it doesn't tie into Commander 3, it doesn't tie into Commander 4, and it doesn't tie into Commander 5. It literally has, you don't play as Isaac Commander. I think you played in part 1 as Isaac Commander, but you do not play in part 2 as Isaac Commander. You actually play, as most people love this, and they're going to hate me for this, but you play as a Marine. And why do I say that? Because the reason I wanted to kind of like tell the story of the Marine, because people are like, you know, we've got Space Marines that you play as, and we've got, you know, you have one of Fire War was a great game on PS2. Now they've got it on Steam, which is really, really cool. But I can't really give you all the details with Commander part 2 right now, because it's still in the works, and that's like 2 years away. Because the story is just so big. But I can tell you this: you do play as a Marine. Okay, that's confirmed. And it's gonna be some voice acting. It will make you feel like you're really a soldier, and you have another group of soldiers that you play with, and you have to take out Chaos Marines and Chaos and the undead and demons. So it's very, very different how that kind of plays out, because you have so much going on at one time. I don't even know where it, so where does it leave off? It doesn't really leave off anywhere. It's just a brand new story that comes on, and it's really, really big. It's pretty huge. It's a big project. In that game, I can tell you what you can and can't do. Base building will probably be something you're going to want to do. Objectives for one, definitely. Survival, yes, but going through the mission here and there is something you're going to be doing as well. It's not the best story in the world, but it's okay. Of part 2, it's kind of a juicy story, but not as big as Commander 4. Commander 4 really, I cannot stress this. It's like my baby, you know. It's like my baby I'm creating. You know, it's really, really good, really, really good story. I'm hyping this up as I can't tell you enough of how much stuff is going to be going in this. Like I said, in Commander 5, it's okay. It's not the best in the world. It's only 10 missions long as well. But this one, Commander 4, Warhammer 40,000 Commander 4, is 24 missions long. It really will make you it's really going to tell the story. It's really going to make you feel different. It's going to make you, you're going to look at yourself and you're going to be like, wow, I did not know this was even possible. You can do this? Yes, you can. And it's going to have like the sad music in it, that hellfire type of flame of hell that you would see in it. Very, very different. And very, very big at the same time. It's huge. It's gigantic. Big story coming out in late 2028. No, 2027, my bad. No, it is 2020, my bad, yeah. 2028. And December 24th. It could change if the mod gets done this year. It may come out next year, 2027 of December 24th. Because there's so much that's got to get done in designing. I can't just throw something together and poof, there it is. I can't do that. So it's going to be very, very different from everything that we've ever seen before. This is extremely large. And it's extremely big. So when I say this is going to be different from anything you've seen before, I'll let you just, here is one of the glimpses. I'll give you a small glimpse on my other one that I had. We know this one. This is part of it. Where was it? This one? Where was it at? Here it is. I'll show you this one last time. I'll show you this one last time, and then you guys can be. This will give you a glimpse.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Isaac back here again. Isaac June back here again. We're today. It's a very interesting thing to talk about. Something that you guys probably didn't know, that the Emperor shall give you receive. And see this. It's been. Oops.
The reason this didn't come out for a call to arms is because I did not like the way it was doing. I just didn't see everything I needed. I didn't see it just didn't look good. I mean, people would have played it. I probably would have got like maybe 3 or 4 subscribers, and that's fine. I'm happy with it. I'm grateful, but to me, it just wouldn't have been worth it for that one. So rebuilding the story and everything was something I really wanted to do. So there you go. So here we are with Commander 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I can tell you this: a lot of stuff you're seeing right now in this video, I can't confirm, and I'm not going to disconfirm it. Just watch what you see. So, as you can see, there's Hades. There's the portal. Here is everything. See, there's no bodies because they're gone. But as you can see, here's Commander Isaac, and here's the captain. But that's not Sathon, and that's not Adrian. It's just the captain. To the next mission. Hold on.
For as long as I can remember, all of this, it's different. And now I know what it means. Now I know the truth. The understatement is ours. And I am here to pour. There isn't much that we can do. Only empower and speak. The inspiration is ours, Commander Isaac.
And then it just goes back here. Demo is only going to be 4 missions long. You see these other ones that I just want to show you the other ones that I have been working on. I'll have a video playing. Here, so this is Hades. I think this is mission 4. This is Commander sure said Warhammer. But this is Hades, and this is where he kind of comes in and rumor that he was here and there were enemies and everything, and it's different. Trust me, I'm telling you, it's going to be far more different than what you can possibly imagine. If you notice, the sky too is volcanic. You can see why. You can see now why I didn't want to imply. It's just too much. And then I realized 3 different things: that this is not a first-person game. This is a third-person game. So it's meant to be played third person. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then before I knew it, I was like, no, my demons are not really running up. I'm not really seeing it. So it was hard to not want to put it on the Code Arms engine. But I'm happy because we're gonna have everything that we need as concept, design, everything that we're gonna be looking at, and it's gonna be very good. It's gonna be really, really good. Really, really cool. And then we'll put it back. All the major trailer. But yeah, this I got 18 views, not bad. I had more than that. Let's just subscribe real well. But the most important part that I did was I wanted to do a good design, and I had to think about it for a long time. I really think about it, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, where do I want to take this story? Where do I want to open up? Where do I want to see things from beyond the agriculture of it? And I was like, okay, I know what's going on. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on the Gates Hall engine and see how it does. And it's running good. But that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little dev talk and some things. I'll see you when the mod is done. I may give you some sneak peeks. I hope, to see where we are and to show you a little more
than what you've seen before. So I will see you.